So I got a friend who hasn't had a huge month in years, right? Who has so many skills and has done so many amazing things in the past and had so many big wins, but it's been years since they've been able to crack something or eat. And I know so many people like this. I know so many people, and I've experienced this myself, where you've had so many big wins or you've done some cool things in your life beforehand, and all of a sudden you hit like this rut where you just can't get out of it, and the things that you work on just aren't getting the results that you want. It's not, you haven't broken anything incredible that you haven't done before in months or even years. And I want to talk to you about that idea, and it's on the idea of how good you think you are. So I was listening to Tony Robbins the other day, and I have this belief in my head that says, like, if you don't use it, you lose it, right? So if there's something I haven't worked on in a while, when I get to it, like, for example, like copywriting, for example, if I haven't sat down and written some advertising copy in a while, I have a lot of doubt that might creep into my head when I open the Word document and start to get to work and start writing. And that's not the most empowering belief. I'm not sitting there kind of like, oh, I really want to work on this really hard. I really want to, like, I'm going to do really amazing work. It's kind of like, wow, this might not be very good, and this might not work very well. So typically, what did I just say? I said it might not work very well. I'm expecting this not to work. And don't you typically get most what you expect? So I was listening to Tony Robbins, and he was talking about this idea of how some people don't like expecting to win. And I can totally relate to this because in advertising, a lot of the things that we do doesn't win. It's not a winning test, right? So he talks about how a lot of people are afraid to have that, give themselves the chance to look forward to expecting this to win, right? To think that this new thing is going to be the best thing you've ever done because they don't want to be let down. So I want to talk about this real quick. And the first thing Tony says is, what if you had the belief that, hey, if I've done it before, I can do it again? If I've done it before, I can do it again. Now, if I go to sit down at the document, regardless of when the last time I did it before, if I've done it before, I can do it again. If I've won before, I can do it again. One of my cousins, he's an Eagle Scout and he was a Boy Scout and became an Eagle Scout, and he's sitting there one day and he's like, and I was hanging out with him in the car and he's like, once an Eagle Scout, always an Eagle Scout. I'm like, man, that's like a much better, more empowering belief, because it lets you know, hey, once I've done this before, once I've won at something in life, I can do it again. Once a winner, always a winner, right? I have this winning mindset. This is something that Tony Robbins was talking about, was having this winning mindset of expecting things to win. So, like I said before in the story, if I'm expecting this project not to be good, it's not going to be good, and then I'm going to get bad results, and then that's going to reinforce my belief that I'm not good, and it's this fucking circle of pain where you just keep producing worse and worse stuff because your belief of how good you think you are keeps dropping and dropping and dropping. So we all have to make sure our belief is at the highest it can possibly be. We all work at our best, at our peak, when we're at our peak, when we're at our peak mindset, the most empowering mindset. When you're at a low, disempowered, I'm not interested, this probably isn't going to work mindset, you're not going to put out your best stuff. Now let me ask you a question. Why would we be working on something if we didn't expect it to win? Right? Let's talk about expecting to win. I think Muhammad Ali, some guy asked Muhammad Ali, I don't remember the exact quote, but it was something on the lines of like, yo, aren't you worried of expecting to, like, you talk so much game about winning, aren't you worried about what happens if you lose? And they go, and he goes, no, I don't think about that. I don't think about what happens when I lose. Why would I think I expect to win. He's like, I got the winning mindset. This is a winning mindset here, you know? And that's kind of what I want to bring up to your attention here, and bring up to my attention also. I'm doing this to help me as well, is help me remember this stuff, is that everything I do, I must expect it to win. For one, I've done it before, I can do it again, right? I've had amazing results before, I can do it again. Even if your results, like, just whatever your opinion of amazing results is, we've all had wins in our life. Once a winner, always a winner. You can win again. And once you unlock this new mindset, you'll have more belief and you'll be able to put in your highest work, and you'll have your brain on full charge because you believe, yeah, I can do this. I've done it before. I can do it again. So if you're afraid to commit to winning and commit to this whole idea of expecting something to win, that's okay. I can relate to it too. But we're really tapping into the root of what's going to transform your life right now. Really. This is what's happening right now. So check this out, right? I know what you're saying. You're like, wow, I'm worried that it's going to lose. Like the reporter who asked Muhammad Ali, I'm worried it's not going to work, right? I'm worried it's not going to win. Now, if something doesn't win, here's the thing. Your confidence is still up. You have a winning system. You have a winning mindset. You are a winning person. So if something doesn't work, it's just a glitch in the system. Okay? It's not you. It's not a problem with you. You don't have it's not like you're broken inside. Okay? It's not like there's something going on. There's just errors in the system because it's a winning system. You have, when you're thinking this, expecting to win, the action you take, you expect to make it work because you're a smart motherfucker. You've done it again, and you can do it. You can do it again. You've done it before. You can do it again. So you have a winning system. You are a winning person. If something happens that is trial and error, if there's error occurs in the system, you can fix it. It's just a bug. It's a bug in the system. It's trial and error in winning. That's what it is. Trial, error, winning. It's just an error. It's not you. Right, so I had this example. I was talking to one of my friends the other day, and he was talking about we were talking about girls, and one of the ideas was like, he's like, I like Pokemon, and if I tell a girl I like Pokemon, and she's like, oh, that's not cool. He's like, oh yeah, well, I don't really do it all the time, so it's lacking this confidence in yourself. Versus someone who's confident happens to be playing Pokemon and tells a girl, and she's like, oh, Pokemon's not cool. It's like, fuck you, you're not cool. Everything I touch is fucking cool. All of a sudden, if I mess with this Pokemon, now Pokemon's the coolest thing in the world because I'm super cool and everything I do is super cool because I fucking believe in myself. I'm a cool person, right? So same thing with winning, right? Same thing with winning. If you touch something and there's an error, it's just an error. You're a winning person. You have this winning mindset. And when you have this mindset and you kind of master what I'm talking about here, you are going to unlock the most potential, right? You are going to believe it when I say that you are going to do it again, and you are going to believe it when you ask yourself the question, what do I expect to win? What is the one thing that'll make the biggest impact on my life right now? What do I expect to win? And having belief that, hey, this is going to win. Like, this is going to win. There may be a glitch, but I fix glitches, right? Because I have a winning system. The glitches go, right? Because this thing fucking wins. So, last little summary. Most people think I'm good if I get great results. Somebody is good if the results are great. If I've been doing well in the past 2 months or whatever, things are doing amazing, right? That's some people's rule for determining how good they are, okay? Not an empowering rule. That's a mistake because when you have hard times, and the hard times come sometimes, you're going to lose your ego. You're going to lose your confidence. You're going to lose your mojo, right? It's not going to happen. So the empowering rule is if you've done it before, you can do it again, right? If you've done it before, you can do it again. And you are a badass winning person, right? So even if you have a glitch in the system, it has nothing to do with you because you are a fucking winner. You've won before. If you've won before, you can win again. Once a winner, always a winner. So that's the whole thing. We got to change the rule on how we define ourselves in terms of how good we think we are at our job, right? If you've done it before, you can do it again all day long. Believe it. That's the trick. Subscribe, like. Peace out, guys. Good luck.